Hey friends, welcome back to my channel Organized with Joy, and welcome to another Thoughtful Thursday video. In today's video, I am going to be talking to you about self-care, but it might not be what you ordinarily hear about self-care. I definitely am into all of the usual common self-care things that come up. I definitely think it's important to take care of your body and take care of yourself, get good sleep, get exercise, and be able to do nice things for yourself every once in a while, whatever that may look like for you, whether it's getting your hair done or your nails done or things like that, the common self-care things. But today I'm talking about something a little bit different, and that is to communicate your needs to others. I think especially if you are a mom or a woman, this can be a really difficult thing. I know for me, I am a helper on the Enneagram personality test. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that test, but it can cause me to not ask for help when I need it. I think I just love helping people. That's just my bent, that's my nature. And I think a lot of times that happens to us as women or as mothers. And when we're in this mode of just helping others, sometimes it can be hard to ask for help ourselves. But I think it's really important to ask for help when you need it and to learn to delegate tasks that can be done by other people and being okay with people helping you. You often hear people say things like communication is the key to a good relationship, and I think that this is so true, especially when it comes to communicating your needs to your loved ones, to your friends, to your family members, to your spouse, your children, whoever is a part of your everyday life. I think it can be difficult sometimes to communicate our needs, and oftentimes people will, instead of in an articulate way communicating their needs, they might complain or they might make some passive-aggressive comments, but it's healthier to just be upfront and forthright with what you need and being able to communicate that in a non-threatening and just kind and positive way. I feel like that will definitely benefit your relationships long term. On the flip side of that, you can also really be looking for the needs of others and figuring out what you can do to help those around you. Like I mentioned, this comes pretty naturally for you if you're a mother or a wife. A lot of times you just naturally are looking for where you can help people. But you can do this with all sorts of people in your life, whether it's friends or other family members. I have a story to share with you about a friend who did this for me, and it was really meaningful. And so I have tried myself to implement that and just looking for others' needs. And this friend, when I got my appendix taken out, she, shortly after I arrived home from the hospital, showed up at my doorstep with a pot of soup. And she also said that she was going to come in and clean my house, and she wasn't going to take no for an answer. And I really appreciated that she did that for me, that I didn't ask her, and she came and fed my family and cleaned up my house. It was so memorable. This was like 4 or 5 years ago that happened, and it still is something that sticks with me to this day. And so I like to try to do the same thing for others when they're going through something difficult, to find ways to just help them and take care of their needs. Another way you can practice self-care is by setting boundaries. So when you have people in your life who just expect things from you, or maybe they take advantage of you because you are a helper and you are constantly saying yes to them when they need things from you. I think it's good self-care to make sure you know where your boundaries are and keep those boundaries in place. And it's not being mean or rude to say no to someone when they want you to do something that is outside of your boundaries, whether it's time boundary or energy boundary or money boundary, whatever it might be. When someone asks you to do something and it's not within your boundary, you shouldn't feel bad saying no. It's not a bad thing to say no. I once heard it said that it is okay to say no to the good so that you can do the better. And I think just always being cognizant and aware of what you're doing with your time and recognizing that you only have so much time in one day, only so many waking hours, and you get to choose what you do with that time. And sometimes you have to say no to something good for something better, and that really is okay. I think sometimes if we don't set up boundaries, we can get burnt out. We can get to the point where we're allowing people to walk all over us or take advantage of us. And we just need to be really aware of that and understand that that is part of self-care, is really knowing your limits, knowing your boundaries, and being able to say yes to the things that are meaningful and being intentional with that, and being able to say no to the things that you know are not within your limits. I know for me personally, this can be such a difficult thing. I am definitely a recovering people pleaser. I think I've said that several times on my channel before. I don't like people to be unhappy with me. I don't like to disappoint people, and so I tend to say yes a lot. But as I've gotten older, I've started to really understand the value of being intentional with my time and also protecting myself, and understanding that by me saying no, it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't love them or care for them. It doesn't mean that I am an insensitive or uncaring person. It's not always a bad thing to say no. And I have just had to learn that. And sometimes when I'm in those moments, I still am learning. And so I still have to self-talk and remind myself that it's okay to say no. And it's okay to have limits and to know my limits. I know that these ideas of communicating your needs and setting boundaries are definitely easier said than done, but it is something that I wanted to share. I am definitely still working on this and a work in progress, just trying to figure it out as well, but that's why I thought I would share. Sometimes I share these Thoughtful Thursday videos not just for you all, but to encourage myself and to remind myself of what is true. But I hope this video encouraged you or inspired you in some way today. I would love to hear from you down in the comments, your thoughts about communicating your needs and about setting boundaries. And also just share with me what kinds of fun things you do for self-care so that you are taking care of yourself every day. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.